It's the ride to work. Alright, friends. So I posted yesterday that gold and silver were getting hammered down because of naked shorts in the futures market. I wasn't very clear about it, but I'm clear about it now. And in fact, gold and silver have gone even lower. Gold's been hit down to around 1,400, and silver's been knocked down to about $24, which is, it's just blowing my mind how rigged this market game is. And while the punters are getting kicked out of the futures markets, real physical bullion retailers are just making money hand over fist. And you know, there's a total shortage and stoppage and rationing going on with real commodities of all kinds, except for maybe real estate, which is really just blowing me away. I mean, this is it, people. This is the one. I thought it was weird in 2008 when silver got knocked down from its high of $24 down to $8, and then started to come back up. And I started buying in around the $12 mark and just holding. And I saw, when it was all said and done, when silver hit its high at $50, I had made a 400% return on those $12 an ounce coins that I bought back in 2008. Man, and I was sitting pretty. And now that silver's being knocked back down to $24, which is half of its previous high of I think it stopped at like 49 something before the naked shorts started knocking it down again. So, you know, and I'm holding. You know, people are like, "Ooh, you can't believe it! You've lost value." You haven't lost anything. You have to understand that you're looking at the price of something compared to a fiat currency. The fiat is a fiat, and it has no real intrinsic value. The silver buys the same as it ever has. Actually, the silver would technically buy more than it ever has because of let's see if I can explain this accurately without sounding like a pinhead. Basically, there is a total shortage of silver in the actual physical market because it's been used as an industrial metal over its use as an actual precious metal, a valuable precious metal. So that market is way undervalued in the futures area of the market, in the metals leasing, which, if you don't know what metals leasing is basically the bank holds on to a 1 ounce piece of metal and then writes hundreds of times that 1 ounce of commodity in contracts to punters, you know, suckers and on the presumption that out of all those hundreds of contracts that are written on that 1 ounce, nobody's going to come and claim that ounce with their certificate. So they call it metals leasing. We're leasing it out to you, and you're making a profit or a loss based on the number of contracts that are out there. So the banks get all of these contracts and they lease them out to themselves, and that's what's really driving the price of that market, because off of the sale, off of the transaction of those contracts, they've really got this thing hyper inflated with the futures contracts. And if you don't know what a futures contract is they put a contract out on the future sale or the future production of silver for a year, and that gets into a whole different area about just assuming that this much is going to be extracted out of the ground for future sale. Anyway, and that's how they hyperinflate all of the contracts that are out there and manipulate the price of the thing, of the actual commodity down, so that they can hoard the actual commodity to themselves and get people to believe that there's no actual value in the physical. You know, banks hold on to physical because they know that there's value in it, but they sell you on a piece of paper, which is total book. It's retarded that we believe this nonsense. Anyway, the music's about to stop. The music is about to stop. Anyway, that was a very abbreviated way of explaining how the metals contracts work and why the value of the actual physical commodity is so suppressed. So, alright, here's the value of the actual commodity. There's actually a glut of gold out in the world compared to silver. Actual outside of the ground silver is far less than actual outside of the ground gold, because of two things. We're not extracting as much silver out of the ground as we once did. Silver's actually a byproduct of mining other metals. So generally speaking, when you're extracting silver, you're actually extracting some other form of metal that is more ubiquitous, and the silver is kind of a byproduct of that, and it is a precious metal. So depending on who you talk to, the traditional scale of the value of silver to gold is either 9 to 1, that's 9 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold, or 16 to 1, which is 16 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. And if right now you're looking at it, it's like it takes like 30 or 35 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. So to revalue things according to a precious metal standard rather than an industrial metal standard, silver should be in the hundreds of dollars already. Just to get back to the traditional adjustment value of 16 to 1. So that it's so suppressed, silver is going to have the hugest bull market run when the music stops, because everybody's going to realize that there isn't any silver available. And those people who are holding silver today, who bought it and are still buying it, especially now that it's below the $25 mark, people, if you're buying now, hold it forever. You will be kings of the universe, for lack of a better expression, because, you know, at some point in the future, silver will not sell for any price. If anybody has any brains in their head, silver will not sell for any price. And if you're holding it, you're going to be seen as a big mucker. And then, of course, if, the day of judgment comes, everybody will be throwing their gold and silver in the street. Because, you can't take it with you. And if you go into the kingdom, they'll be going, oh, wow, you brought bricks and mortar. How convenient. Very good. So, yeah, hold on tight. Find the most inanimate object that's nearest to you and hold on to that. Because the flood is here. The great spiritual deluge is about to take place. My wife, my lovely wife, last night said, I think that the spiritual deluge is actually taking place right now. I said, for some of us. Some of us are just so parched. We are very much Ezekiel's dry bones. And we need that time of refreshing. We really do. What I'm feeling now is nothing compared to what we're all about to experience. Those of us who are actually engaged and involved in our walk to, be a light to the nations. So, just stay strong. Keep going. Hold on to the faith that you have and watch it be renewed, because it's on like Tron. Like I have been saying the last few weeks, it is on. I'm not joking. This is crazy town. I think by the end of the month we're going to see just this week's going to determine a lot, and I can already see it. The Japan stocks are sliding. They're sliding hard at this point because of their monetary policies, which is a huge indicator of what it's going to be like for America, because like I said before, Japan has been in the midst of a depression for over a decade already, and it's only getting worse at this point. Getting much worse. And you got these guys who are divorced and what's the word? Estranged from their families because they were once very successful business operators, and then all of a sudden the economy collapsed and there was no jobs and there was a lot of stress, and mom was used to having a very plush lifestyle, and once dad became a loser, she was gone and took the kids with her. And good luck people, because once it's gone, families will be ruined. And when you go to the camps, you won't be going as a family. You'll be separated. Women will go to one camp, men will go to another camp, kids will go to a re-education center. Strong men will be slaughtered on the spot. Men who go to the camp, they can't be reconditioned, as it were. They will be slaughtered. Women, some of you will be house slaves, and, well, I'm sure aren't already house slaves. everything is upside down, inside out. Top down, bottom up, inside out. To quote a naked Marxist. Vengeance. Anyway, hold on tight. That's all I can really say at this point. Is hold on tight. And hopefully my YouTube channel doesn't get shut down for the things I talk about. We'll just see. If I do get shut down, you'll know why. You will know why. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel has come to thee, O Israel. Right. Yeah? Yeah. Alright, peace. Move on.